What is wrong with the Game of Thrones finale? The Game of Thrones finale was quite the conversation starter, to put it mildly. Still, it's a boiling stew of fan dissatisfaction and storytelling mishaps, a classic recipe for a controversial ending. To kick it off, there's the pacing, like cramming 10 pounds of plot into a 5-pound bag. It felt rushed. Characters zipped from one massive life decision to another faster than a raven flying from Winterfell to King's Landing. Then there's the character arcs, which for some fans felt about as authentic as a $3 bill. Take Daenerys, for instance. Her descent into the Mad Queen had some solid foreshadowing, but the execution was a sprint to the finish line, rather than the marathon her complex character deserved. It left viewers feeling cheated out of a coherent story. Speaking of character arcs, let's talk about Bran Stark, also known as the Three-Eyed Raven, somehow becoming the king of Westeros. It was like choosing the quiet kid in the back of the class who never even raised his hand to be class president. Sure, who has a better story than Bran the Broken? But how about anyone who actually showed leadership skills? And let's not overlook Jon Snow's ending. An ending that's meant to be poetic justice ends up feeling hollow. You've got a guy who was raised from the dead, revealed to be the rightful heir to the throne, and what happens? He gets exiled back to where he started, patting Ghost, in what was admittedly a much-needed pet after the whole no-goodbye fiasco earlier. Oh, and how could we forget the infamous coffee cup and water bottles left in shots? It sort of encapsulated what felt like a lack of care in the final episodes, as if the attention to detail that marked earlier seasons had packed up and gone on vacation. Now, here in Portland, Oregon, we love a good story as much as anyone. We have plenty of rainy days to curl up with a book or binge-watch a series. And most folks I know around here were glued to their screens for every episode, just like the rest of the world. But as someone living in the land of Stumptown coffee, that rogue coffee cup stung in more ways than one. Portlanders know their coffee, and they certainly know it doesn't belong in Westeros. In the end, the Game of Thrones finale attempted to bring an epic saga to a close, one that probably needed more time and space to fully wrap up the massive tale. It should be a lesson to all storytellers. When it comes to the finish line, don't just race through it. Your characters and your fans deserve a finish worth remembering, even if it takes a little bit longer to get there.